Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we got a new marathon on the horizon. I'm super excited. Thank you, Kevin, for sponsoring this marathon. It's very interesting. These songs are very, very popular, and I do know one of them, and that's like the bonus that you suggested, and I'm very thankful for providing me with the playlist already. You know, I didn't have to type in anything. That's just thank you. Wonderful. And we're talking about The Doors, of course, and they are that's going to be the bonus song. And there's a couple of Warner Brothers titles, so that's going to make the whole thing easier, and I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm very excited. So let's see what Kevin decided to call this. Let's see here. This is called Essential Raw Power, and pretty much it says new marathon submission, all well-known names. It says, I hope you aren't so familiar with all of them. I'm actually not, you know. I mean, the Stones, I'm just getting into them, you know. And but it says, in my opinion, these songs were foundations of what became hard rock and even the beginnings of the metal in the 70s, the metal scene, Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, etc. Hope it's enjoyable. Of course, it's going to be enjoyable. Thank you, Kevin. I do appreciate it very, very much. So we're going to start it off here with the Kinks. I've done some reactions to them, but I'm still kind of like completely lost when it comes to them. We're going to do All Day and All Night. Musicians here we have, this is from a October release in 1964. Dave Davies on lead vocal, rhythm guitar, and the writer. Also on backing vocals and lead guitar. Oh no, sorry, Ray and Davies, and then Dave Davies, backing vocals, lead guitar. Pete Quaife, backing vocals and bass, and Bobby Graham on drums. That's the lineup of the Kinks, and that's what we're going to listen to first, and then we're going to follow it up with Cream and some Stones, and then the Faces. I've never heard of them, and that's Warner's song right here. Awesome. And then the Who. Oh my lord, I just did a marathon that's about overtures, and I listened to a little bit of Tommy. It blew my mind. I'm fanboying now, I guess, because I remember a couple of weeks ago I did a Who marathon, and while I still loved it, I wasn't like overly impressed. But now they really got my attention. You find yourself slowly, listening to all types of music, so you get into it after a while. So here we go with All Day, All of the Night, the Kings. This is from the Kings 1964 album. Here we go. Thank you again, everybody, for being here, for watching, for liking, for subscribing. If this is your first time, welcome. We do a lot of rock and roll, prog, jazz, metal, all types of music on this channel, and me and my wife Alexia. So yeah, enjoy your stay, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Leave a comment, whatever you like. So here we go with the Kings, and yeah, I'm super excited. I really want to learn more, about older rock, before the 70s and all that stuff. So here we go with the Kings. Let's go.
In the daytime, girl, I want to be with you all of the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side.
right. So yes, this was very familiar. I think I've heard another version. I think it was the Scorpions. And I actually thought it was by the Scorpions. So give me a second. Let's see here. This what was this on? On their come. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is about 10 years ago or something. And but it says here because I'm like, okay, I've heard this before, not this version. But it's so funny. I just did a marathon of Praying Mantis, so they sing it. Van Halen sings it. The Scorpions sing it. Metallica sings it. So I just thought, I think Van Halen, that's the one that I've heard like some time ago, and I just thought it was their song, you know. So I never knew it was by the Kinks, but this was really good. The original, very raw, you know. And yes, like you can call it like, you know, the beginnings of heavier music, you know. They were not messing around, you know. It says here the Kings are now established as a Great Britain institution. Formed in North London in '63, they started out playing American rhythm and blues, but with a decidedly English tint. It was this Englishness that stood the Kings out, particularly when Ray Davies began writing such memorable character vignettes as A Well-Respected Man, Dedicated Follower of Fashion, and Sunny Afternoon. Very cool. Yeah, definitely heavy, you know, definitely. I can see, you know, Led Zeppelin, you know, taking notes, and just everyone, you know, who was like into rock and trying to, you know, play a little bit more distorted music. Really cool. All right, that was very, very short, but very good. You know, very good. I wouldn't mind doing more of the Kinks, but yeah, this dun da dun da 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 dun. I don't know if I think I even heard it all of the night. Yeah, I just remember hearing this, but maybe it was even, I don't know, something more in the 90s. You know, like I don't know. But well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in the comment section. I'm sure you guys are gonna tell me all the bands that have covered this great tune. But okay, now here we're gonna continue with Cream, White Room from Wheels of Fire. This is July '68. Musicians, we have Eric Clapton, the legendary Clapton, lead and rhythm guitars. We have Jack Bruce, which for me, amazing singer, also featured on one of my favorite Alan Holdsworth CDs, IOU, on vocals. Jack Bruce, lead vocals, bass, guitar, and writer. And then Ginger Baker on drums, and we have Felix Papalardi on violas and the producer. So this is going to be very interesting. And also here, Kevin, thank you for letting me know, just to up the volume a little bit. I think, let me just do that here real quick. Okay, because the Spotify version is supposedly not loud enough, and that sucks. So let's, you know, I'm here at 92. Let's put it up to 96, and then let's go back down. I don't want it to distort. 95. This should be enough. Okay, here we go with Cream. So I've done some songs from this album. I just don't remember now which ones. But I remember this very epic and flower powery, you know, cover from Cream. So here we go. White Room.
the station. Black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eyes. Dawnlight smile on you leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows. I walked into such a sad time at the station. As I walked out, felt my own need just beginning. I wait in the queue when the trains come back. Lie with you where the shadows run from themselves.
Wow, what a tune, you know. I've heard this before, but very briefly because just in the last like couple of years this has been featured in, like, it says here, like The Last of Us, you know, that's a show about you know, an apocalypse, like a, not really a zombie apocalypse, but it's pretty much like the end for us because of some bacteria and fungi, and so it's in The Last of Us. So I think I've heard the bam bam dum bam bam bam, no, you know that. And then also Joker 2019, an amazing movie. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with Batman, it's just, it reminded me more of like Taxi Driver from Martin Scorsese. Amazing movie. If you like are turned off by all the whole Marvel and DC, I get it, but this is a good movie to watch. This is a dark, grim film, you know, that has nothing to do with superheroes. And he won the best actor for Joker. Watch it, you know, and I think that's where I heard it as well. It's also in Shameless. It's a show that we used to watch, Alex and I. Freaks and Geeks. I don't remember it being in that, but I've been hearing it on TV. I've been hearing it in movies, just like the theme, you know. It happens so much. Like, even I've said this about the Stones, you know, they're heavily featured in Martin Scorsese movies, and that's where you hear a lot, you know, of this music. So really great tune, and I'm super happy that I finally get to listen to the full thing. And also Jack Bruce is such a cool guy on the vocals, you know, and then Clapton on the guitar. It's just a great recipe, you know, for success. Really cool. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. I'm sure this is going to get a lot of views just by the names and the title, you know. So, and a lot of people, of course, grew up with this stuff, you know, and it still holds up, you know. So awesome. Let's keep going.
Kindness in the hard crowd. Consolation for the old wound now forgotten. Yellow tigers crouched in jungles in her dark eyes. She just now sleep in this place with the lonely crowd. Lie in the dark where the shadows run from themselves.
Man, on the wah pedal, you know, Clapton, really, really cool and effective. Love it. I'm just looking at Jack Bruce's, you know, just discography, just as collaborator, which is insane, you know, with Hendrix and Manfred Mann and Tony Williams' Lifetime, that I love. One of my favorite albums is the one with Alan Holdsworth. And then Lou Reed, that's insane. Frank Zappa, and then John McLaughlin. Soft Machine I got into because of Alan Holdsworth. Literally the entire channel exists because of Soft Machine, because I uploaded a concert to this channel when it wasn't, you know, what it is now. It was just like, I just wanted to make a channel that had heavily featured prog rock and stuff. And then the guy that owned Soft Machine, let's see, what's his name? Let's see. The label, he must be so pissed because we had about 100 subscribers and he put a strike on my channel, a strike with 100 subscribers. So basically he wanted to delete the channel, and I swore to myself that I would never feature Soft Machine on his channel, and I won't. Like, yeah, he can go somewhere else. Robin Trower, and he worked with Robin Trower and then Holdsworth here in 1983. Amazing record, Road Games. Wonderful CD with Tokyo Dream and Material Real, and oh man, it's such a great album. Only 2 tracks, you know, sung by Jack Bruce, the others by Paul Williams, and the rest is just instrumental. But check it out if you haven't heard it. All right, so now we're gonna continue with the Stones. So if you saw my last video on the Stones, there was a lot of drama in the comment section because of some comments that I made, you know. It was never really negative, but it just got to a point where, you know, a lot of fans were just kind of like, I'm not very happy what I had to say, you know, and I'm just being honest, you know. And yes, the thing is that honesty can get you in a lot of trouble, but hey, you know, I made a little video of me playing some Keith Richards, you know, and I think that was pretty satisfactory, you know. and that was the end of it, for me. So yeah. So yeah, and I mean it's crazy because my father was very very close to the Stones, around, like, when I was just a child. They were pretty much very involved in my dad's life, on a pretty, like, I mean, pretty much every time the Stones would go to Munich, they would end up in my dad's club, and then the rest is history. So that we became really good friends, and I'm not even fanboying. I've my first concert was the Rolling Stones ever, but I've never been a fan, and then he never got me into them. I just knew the stories about, but yeah, that's just a little detail that and he would tell these stories that they would get lost, because they would obviously, like, light a doobie, and he would pick them up, and then somebody would light up something, and they got lost, and it was just hilarious. So they would be late for shows thanks to my dad and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I still have to really get into them. I think I know the basic stuff, the most famous songs. Let's see if we go to artists. So we're gonna do Monkey Man, but I think like Can Get No Satisfaction, Give Me Shelter, the ones featured in the Scorsese movies. Those ones. I'm Angie, of course, I know, and then now I'm very familiar with the one that I covered, Can't You Hear Me Knockin', and it's a good band, it's a good time. It's just just have to get more into them, and it just takes time. So this is from Let It Bleed. This is the 50th anniversary edition that Kevin sent to me, 1969. Here we go. Monkey Man. Let's go. Nice.
I'm a pretty big peanut monkey. All my friends are junkies. That's not really true. I'm a cold Italian pizza. I could
to his credit, since a lot of people were stressing, that Keith Richards is more like a rhythm guitar player, he did play the slide guitar solo, and thanks to Kevin for these notes. I totally kind of skipped them because of my story, but yeah, Mick Jagger on vocals, Keith Richards on rhythm and slide guitar solo, Bill Wyman on bass and vibraphones, and Charlie Watts on drums, and we also got Nicky Hopkins on piano, which I just kind of like heard. If you lived in Munich in the 70s, I'm sure you've been to the nightclub East Side that was there during the 70s until the mid 90s. That was my dad's. So if you ever were there, please leave a comment. And like all the bands would end up there, Floyd and the Moody Blues, and everyone who was someone at the time would obviously end up in that you could still call it a discotheque. Adriano Celentano and all the European people, I just lost count, like all the countless stories my dad would tell me, but that was pretty cool. And when I went to Munich last year, I was literally asking, Alexi and we went to the place where it was on Rosenheimer Platz, the metro station. You would go up the staircase, the electric staircase, and then it was literally under, like the street is here, and then you had to go down, and it was downstairs, and there's now unfortunately an Aldi or something, like a Subway and Aldi, and it was heartbreaking to see, because I remember as a kid, going in there, and I could only go there during the day. But if you lived in Munich during that time, at least like the late 90s, I'm sure you went to the East Side on Rosenheimer Platz. And that's where, Donna Summer and Giorgio Moroder would end up. And there's stories of Jack Nicholson and just like people that I have like always loved and adored. And then my dad would just like whip out these stories. Oh yeah, I used to like, smoke a joint with him. And so it's very cool. Yeah, my dad was over 40 years older than me, so there was a lot of stuff that he would tell me and not tell me because he was pretty much never there, so it's a story. Okay, let's continue with this. This is very good. I'm loving this. I think the Stones is a band that takes a while to get into. There's a lot of stuff going on when you come from the prog world, or the metal background, the classical background. All I would listen to as a kid was classical music, and then my mom got me into Led Zeppelin, and then I got straight into metal, so I never really stopped, with like rock and roll like this, so that's very good. I'm loving it.
Okay, babe. I'm a monkey, babe. I'm a monkey. 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 I'm a monkey.
Very cool. Yeah. The last one, the last song I did about the Stones, Can't You Hear Me? Can't You Hear Me? Oh my God, what is it? Can't You Hear Me Knocking? That was also so good. Such a memorable riff, and also featured in a mobster movie in Blow, with Blow is with what's his name? Johnny Depp and Vanellope Cruz, and the guy from Goodfellas is in there, who just recently passed away. May you rest in peace. great actor. Who was the main character in Goodfellas. I can't remember his name right now. It will come to me. But yeah, great soundtrack overall, you know, and yeah, like there's so many good movies from the 80s that have such great soundtracks, you know. Scorsese isn't an exception. He was always into the music business. He was involved into making movies, you know, The Last Waltz and stuff like that, which I still have to watch. Okay, now this is the first band that I've never done. Now, before I even say this and get into trouble, let's see. The Faces is the band, and let's see. I've done Smiling Faces, but that's the song. Let's see. Oh, okay. I did Oh La La by the Faces. Okay, so I'm happy I checked. This is a cool marathon. You should check this out. This has Peter, Paul, and Mary, James Taylor, Bob Dylan, the Faces, and the Indigo Girls. So that's a cool marathon. Folk. All right, yeah, check it out. Cool. Okay, so yeah, so I've heard them before, but not this. This is Stay With Me. Let's look at Kevin's notes. All right, Stay With Me is Warner Brothers. Thank you, sir. A nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. That's the album 1971, December, Rod Stewart and Ron Wood. Musicians Rod Stewart on vocals, Ron Wood lead, slide, and rhythm guitar, Ronnie Lane bass, and Kenny Jones on drums. All right. All right. Here we go.
In the morning, don't say you love me. That voice. 'Cause I'll only kick you out of the door. I know your name is Rita, 'cause your perfume is smelling sweeter since when I saw you down on the floor. Guitar, whoa. You won't need too much persuading. I don't mean to sound degrading, but with a face like that, you got nothing to laugh about. Red lips.
I'm so sorry, I never put the volume back down. So if it was a little bit distorted, the Stones tune, the good thing is that this is all from the 60s, so it's not so pumped, you know, like the volume is not so crazily high, but I put it back to 92. So it was a little bit distorted right now. I was like, okay, this sounds a little bit too loud. I put it back. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I love, his voice is just so unique. That raspiness is just beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Red lips, hair and fingernails. I hear you're a mean old Jezebel. Let's go upstairs and read my tarot card. Come on, stay with me. Stay with me. For tonight you better stay with me. Oh yeah. Stay with me. Stay with me. For tonight you better stay.
Very cool. Okay, this was great. Very so much stuff going on. I need to listen to it again, just I guess to take everything in. You know, there was so much happening. Um, Very cool. Faces. Definitely keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on them. You know, there's so much music. I mean, it's just impossible to listen to it all. Going through the comments, there's some really cool stuff here. A little trivia for you guys. Jimmy Page said one time in an interview, Steely Dan was his favorite band. Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's this guy listening to all of our Steely Dan reactions from start to finish. Yeah. Okay, this one is a little weird. Story about a comparison with Pink Floyd is a gross insult to Genesis. Okay. I love Genesis to death. It's one of my new favorite bands. I literally spent the entire time crying when we went to see Musical Box. It's a tribute band. But Pink Floyd, to compare them, yes, they're totally different, you know, but it's not an insult to Genesis. Pink Floyd, I think, is an amazing band who the person who understands about music will say that that is true. It's not a progressive rock band. They are. I think Pink Floyd is their own. They have their own, you know. That's what's so wonderful about Pink Floyd. It doesn't exist twice, you know. That's what I love about Pink Floyd, and I got introduced to them very, very young, and I was obsessed. And I think their only progressive rock album is Animals, and the other stuff is more like rock opera, you know, The Wall, and then the other stuff is more psychedelic, the you know, the early stuff, and there's some stuff that I don't know yet, you know, like the one with the cow, and there's some stuff that we still have, but they were just not available, you know. I had The Dark Side of the Moon, Animals, Wish You Were Here, The Wall, Momentary Lapse of Reason, The Vision Bell, and then I started buying Roger Waters albums, and because there was not more, and then I think I at one time got like this really like imported and was super expensive because I was living in Mexico at the beach, called Works, and there was some you know, tracks on there like Arnold Lane and Bicycle and stuff like that, the earlier stuff from Pink Floyd, and I didn't really like it. It didn't have that, you know, David Gilmour touch. So yeah, but yeah, interesting comments, you know. There's so many comments. It's like literally impossible now to keep up with them. It's just fantastic though, you know. Like there's so much positive comments, and like here, Graybeard, great continuation of BMX Marathon. Yes, they both literally, you know, were listening, had the same idea, you know, and we got into the Mahavishnu Orchestra universe. Super cool. And there's comments in German. It's so wonderful, you know, and most of them, I mean, you know, most of them are positive, honestly. Like most comments on here are really nice and heartwarming and really, really cool. Okay, so now the Who just like knocked my socks off the other night because I did this amazing marathon that I haven't released because I can't release like all of them on the same day, and I do have to edit and stuff. But it's about overtures, and one was a Tommy by the Who, and it was just so good. Like I had no idea like the level these guys were on, you know, and you know. So we have the Who, Young Man Blues live. This is the album Live at Leeds, May 1970. Writer Moose Allison, blues artist. The musicians are Roger Daltrey, lead vocals. I think that's somebody else. Or maybe I'm off. Pete Townsend on lead guitar, John Entwistle on bass, and Keith Moon on drums. Keith Moon, I've been watching like drum solos and stuff. Like he was just insane, like insanely good. All right, here we go with this young version. Young version with this live version of Young Man Blues 40th anniversary. And this came out in 2010, so this is already older. Here we go.
We'd like to carry on now and play a song originally recorded by Mose Allison, who's really a jazz musician, and I did read something on one of his record covers which said he was a jazz sage. And quite what that means, I don't know. Flavour of chicken. And anyway, we picked up quite a number of his songs. Eyesight to the Blind, which is on the Tommy album, we picked up from him. And also this song, which I think has got to be one of his best. It's one of his own compositions, which he wrote when he was about 40. Teenager. Just a mere teenager, and he called it Young Man Blues.
Well, a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days. I said a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days. Well, you know, in the old days, when a young man was a strong man, all the people, they stepped back when a young man walked by. But you know, nowadays, it's the old man, he's got all the money. And a young man ain't got nothing in the world these days.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, that was crazy. This actually reminded me a lot of Led Zeppelin. That's another band that I got into very, very young, and I've heard pretty much every Led Zeppelin song that had a record release. Like, except I think the BBC stuff. Like, I still have to go through that and more of the live catalogs and stuff. But everything, like all their studio recordings since I was like 12, 13 years old. And also my dad had also a good history with Robert Plant, and I had the pleasure of meeting Robert Plant when I was very, very young at a concert, like backstage. And so I've always been a fan. But this reminded me of Led Zeppelin in the just the energy of like this like I love how he put it, Kevin. The raw power, the raw power of like the drumming of Keith Moon here is absolutely fantastic. It reminded me a little bit of Bonham, like Bonham, and I think is a little bit like more, maybe not as quick. And I don't want to say that he's not a fast, but he's a very loud drummer, and he would do like the whole circle. Actually, he is very fast. Now I remember, his solos at like Moby Dick and Bonzo's Montrose or something. What was it called? Where he plays this insane solo. But the bass here, John Entwistle, also reminded me of John Paul Jones, like the constantly moving around. Pete here on the lead guitar was absolutely insane. And Roger, and now I know that Roger is the main vocalist, has always been. These really, really cool and high notes, so it reminded me a lot of Led Zeppelin. And I'm sure if I play this to Alexi without telling her it's The Who, she would say, is this Led Zeppelin? Because she knows, Led Zeppelin 1 and 2 and maybe 4, but that's it. There's a lot of songs that I play to her, and she's like, oh, I've never heard this before. And I'm like, I always tease her, I thought you were a Zeppelin fan, stuff like that. But I think this is my favorite. I would say this is my favorite of the marathon as an energy. I mean, the Kinks were amazing because of that, also that powerful, performance. Then Cream, of course, wonderful tune, like very memorable. I think Cream is the most memorable one, then the Rolling Stones is very, very good. Just, to get me more into the Stone. Face is also very interesting, but this was just, like you said, this raw energy that was captured 54 years ago, by these legends. So okay, so Kevin gave me just a suggestion, which I'm gonna take. The Doors. Now we could pretty much do anything by the Doors because they're Warner, but maybe not all of their records. This one is. So we're gonna be cool. Rhino is a Warner. Okay, Rhino. So Rhino works, and we're gonna do 521. I don't know if I know this one. I'm sure I do, because I was also pretty obsessed with the Doors after watching the movie. Oliver Stone did a great job, and Val Kilmer, I think that's still his best role, portraying Jim Morrison. And so, but I do want to read here real quick the notes. So this was from the album Waiting for the Sun, July 1968. And let's look at the lineup. I think it's just the original lineup, that they always were. We have Jim Morrison on vocals, Ray Manzarek on keyboards, piano, and he's such a cool dude. And then Robbie Krieger, who, by the way, lived in Puerto Vallarta, where where Alexa and I used to live. He lived, I think, in somewhere in Sayulita. So you could like find him, if you wanted, which we never did. John Densmore on the drums. Awesome. And this is from, let's see. Yeah. It was released in 68 in July. All right. Recorded 67. Psychedelia is a genre. Cool. Awesome. All right. So let's go with 521. And this is going to be the end of the marathon. Thank you so much. I've been enjoying this very, very much. So here we go.
Come on. Love my girl. She looking good. Come on. One more. 5 to 1, baby. 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, baby. I'll get mine. Gonna make it, baby, if we try. The old get old and the young get stronger. May take a week and it may take longer. They got the guns, but we got the numbers. Gonna win, yeah, we're taking over. Come on! Your ballroom days are over, baby. Night is drawing near. Shadows of the evening crawl across the hills. Yeah, walk across the floor with a flower in your hand. Trying to tell me no one understands. Trading your hours for a handful of dimes. Gonna make it, baby, in our prime. Come together one more time.
So epic.
Together one more time. Together one more time. Get together. Get together one more time. 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 Hey, come on, honey. Go along home and wait for me, baby. I'll be there in just a little while. You see, I gotta go out in this car with these people. Get together one more time. Get together one more time. Get together, got to get together, got to get together, got to take up in the mountains and love my girl. She looks good. Looking real good. Love you. Come on. Be
So epic, this band. It's insane. Like, yeah, I guess there's never been anything like it afterwards, you know. So right here, what I was pointing at, this is the Waiting for the Sun LP right there. And these are like the little, you know, Funkos, and this was a gift from Mr. Mojo Rising. The way actually, like, you know, I know that Jim Morrison called himself that as well, and also the Lizard King, and what a great guy. And crazy that only 3 years after this, you know, he passed, and what a loss, you know, to rock. And I didn't know he was from Florida. It's like another, there's some really beautiful people born in Florida, you know, Alexia. Um, she's also Floridian, and yeah, cool. I didn't know. I thought he was like from California or something, but yeah, cool. Crazy that he was only 27 when he passed away. So this was amazing. Thank you so much, Kevin. This was a lot of fun, and that's what you pointed out, you know, in the notes. Have fun, and yes, I had an amazing fun, and I just have a lot of fun with you guys, you know, with your requests. They're just insane, you know, insanely good. There's so much rock. There's overtures, progressive music, like you guys, you know, like giving me like a musical education that I never thought I would get, a musical appreciation as well, because I remember when I started this channel, I was pretty much set in my ways and in what I used to listen to, what I would consider good, and that has shifted dramatically, you know, and I'm very grateful. And now when I talk to people from before that I used to know in Mexico, they have no clue all the stuff that I listen to, like, because they still listen to the same music, you know. And we thought we had it figured out, but we had no idea. So when I play, you know, Steely Dan to people, or you know, even something like the Rolling Stones, or they have no idea, you know. It's because it's just not available, you know. Maybe now it's different through streaming, but then I guess the newer generations, we you know, we grew up with CDs and stuff, and there wasn't a lot available at the time. So yeah, but yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much again, Kevin. I hope you enjoyed, and everybody else, let me know if you like this video. You know, leave a comment below. What was your favorite band at the time, or still, out of these 6 tracks, which one is the one that gets you pumped up the most? You know, thank you for sharing your comments down below, and thank you for liking the video or disliking, whatever you feel like. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one.